Good evening and welcome to the Metaphysical Art Theatre. My name is Lindell, and tonight the Metaphysical Art Theatre is presenting this drama man, this play of humanity, as I said, which we're all involved in varying degrees of intensity and intent. And as I heard it so many times over the years, to be or not to be, that is the question. And I said, oh yes, every time I heard that. But did I actually discern the message, the ramifications, the modifications, the changes that I could make in my life much more pleasurable if I would just understand a simple statement as to be or not to be, do it or don't do it? Well, you're making decisions, and making a decision, a change, a desired change in your thinking and feeling, it seems so difficult for people to do so because most feel that they're not prepared, they're not worthy, and well, being prepared is actually an effort to know before you'll do rather than just acting in faith. Well, before you'll actually step out, before you'll actually act, you feel that you need to know all the ramifications in advance, and you're actually given so. But the idea is that you are to enact in imagination, in the theater of mind, I am that, claiming better than the best you've yet known. Your dream, your mission, your goal. The Bible, the Holy Bible, is to know that you know where you're going and to show you that there is, you can, whatsoever has already been provided. And all you're really being told to do is just that, to ask. Ask. You receive not because you ask not, or you're asking amiss. Yes, there is more to it than that, but it's you showing up. You are receiving. And whatever you are experiencing is what you already have imagined, what you have thought of. You have the evidence. If you'll just step out in faith and believe beyond what the senses are telling you, imaginal activity, dreaming the dream, we're told to do this. Imagining creates the real in this drama man. Well, your action in the theater of mind, imagining created the drama man, and it is, yes, made he them man, male, female, made he man, and it is our imaginal activity that we're experiencing. He gave man the power to imagine in his imagination. That's God himself. Man's wonderful human imagination is God himself. Well, what is it that we're doing? We're dressing our world, and we're told, dress our world. And you're given the word to do so, and you're using the word, and you have permission, you have authority to do so. But what are you doing? Dressing your world how? Well, games that have empty victories the next day. If that's what has your attention, why not invest yourself in yourself, for your winning? And if that sounds like me stuff, okay, but listen to this. You have a valid say, and you're about saying your valid say. And your world of experiencing is exactly that, the result of what you're saying with your valid say. Well, whether you're aware or not, the idea is to be aware. It's still creative. Yes, it's still creative. Well, if you're suspicious or not suspicious as you think you are, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, so does he, so has he. If you want a place to start right there. Well, if you want to see better of what's happening in your world, in the physical, then you can do so in the mental, in the imagination, in the theater of mind. That's where it is we do our work, in our world of experiencing. Well, just look at what it is that you have been thinking feelingly about, and you can see so just by looking at your everydayness, because it is the reflection of as within, so without. Is it lovely? Is it a good report? And if not, why not? Look, as you think you are, you do, you have, you be, that's the story. The situations, the ramifications, the trade-offs, they're with you. All the help you need is nearer than hands and feet, you're told. Yeah, all the help that you need. Look, if you're arguing with someone in memory, bad feelings about anything that's going on out there, set it all aside. I prefer you just drop it all together, but for the moment, set it aside. No one's going to take it. It'll be there when you return from your meditation. Go into the silence. In other words, be still and know that I am God is the message. And I know you've heard enough in any one of these half-hour sessions. Well, of the 8 that are on CDs, tapes, DVDs, any one of these talks will start you in remembering. Yes. Well, open and quicken. Yes, you can open a whole package if you'll just allow yourself to move in and to think from. I mean, just go back and run through everything you said. What has your attention? And pay attention. Because that's what you do. You may even say, wow, I believe that. But what you're really saying is that you heard something worthy of your attention, so pay attention. Really, pay attention. Well, Neville tells us our attention is the coin of heaven. I mean, you may not believe it at the moment. I mean, but if it sounded like something that's worthy of your attention, then persevere. Do so for a time. Look, you can be set free almost immediately if you're really wholehearted about your search. Seek and you shall find. You know, look, I know about the lazy-mindedness, the double-mindedness. I suffered that for many years. Well, my being involved in this, my being involved in that. I mean, so much, so many times, it was really not leading me where I wanted to go. And in private interviews, those who will say, so many times, and many of the times they're not really even hearing themselves, they're denying themselves. And are we not told that all denial is self-denial? From Scripture, yes, the Bible. Look, if there's anything denying you, it's you denying you because you're given. Choose this day. And if you're not investing yourself, in the time to choose wisely, better than the best, see, that's self-denial. But you are choosing this day. Maybe it's something that may have happened a long time ago, an old scenario. Yeah, but it'll happen again down the line. See, being in the now, in imagination, to the best that you can imagine at the moment, and expand and expand and expand on that, and be persistent, be consistent to do so. Yeah, really revel in the idea, claiming, well, if you'll keep doing so, yeah. Your contemplation will lead to meditation, and meditation will lead to I am that I am. And once you make the claim, see, well, into your new drama, the new man, no more the old man. Yeah, you have to really feel it, because feeling is the secret. Neville Goddard wrote a book, Feeling is the Secret. And I can tell you that opened my eyes and my heart and my mind, visions of the world that I had never even considered before. Visions of the gifts that we were all given, already given, even before that the world was. Yes, given, already given. Well, for those who are made in His image, and that's all of us, yes, male, female, made, he, them, man. So man, every child born of woman, has the gifts. But to recognize the gifts, you have to be still and know that I am God. The gifts of mind and speech, given for you to choose this day better than the best, to be transformed by the renewing of mind. All things are possible to those who believe, we're told. Feel after him and you'll find him. You doing, being, having your heart's desire. If that's what you're really focused on, if that's what you're really feeling after, and if you'll just do so consistently, persistently for a time, just set a time aside every day to do so. It's a worthwhile investment, I assure you. Beneficial beyond anything you can imagine at the moment, I assure you. Well, some say teacher, some say preacher, but actually we're all preachers. We're all teachers, preaching, teaching something. Every time you speak to another human being, you either help them or you help drive them crazy. Yeah, that was a quote from S.I. Hayakawa. Every time you speak to another human being, you either help them or you help drive them crazy. Well, I found this to be really true. Yes. Well, yeah, even what you're saying to yourself also, yes. Well, you're here and you're speaking to yourself, even if it's nothing audible. If you'll just invest the time to go beyond natural man-mind reasoning and the senses, and you're given to do so. Oh, it's well documented that it's within your ability. Actually, it isn't even about ability. It's your willingness. You're given to do so every day. Choose this day. Focusing. Yes, focusing the force, the energy. Am I talking about the force? Yeah. Actually, it's not actually a force. It is an energy that needs to be directed into choose this day. And that is what you're doing, willingly or unwillingly, knowingly or unknowingly. You're directing energy into your world of experiencing as within, so without. That's the drama man, the play of humanity for all of us. As within, so without. Just start right there. Well, you're equating the force with love, and love needs to force nothing. Love can be a force, but it need not be. There's only God. And absolute love loves absolutely. That is the study of Scripture. If you don't come away with that, then you missed it. The story is, Son, all I have is yours. He gave himself to you completely. Yes, to awaken to I am that I am. Always better than the best. See, the grand I am, that's consciousness of being. That's God. Consciousness of being something. That's man, the drama, the play of humanity, what I'm doing, this play of humanity. But that isn't who you are. That's merely what you're doing. In, through, and of the one power. Yes. Would you now take control to actually direct your thinking and feeling? Which is how you are directing the power through your world of experiencing in your everydayness. And the subconscious mind is the producer. No, it's not here to debate anything or take issue with you. No, it's not here in any way to change what you're thinking feelingly about, but only produce it. Well, you're warned many times to be aware. To be aware of what it is you believe, because believing is receiving, and that's rather it's good or otherwise. And if you believe it's a rotten place to live, well then that's exactly what it will be for you, a rotten place to live, even if it isn't for everyone else around you. Look, there are those who live in places that we here in the United States would consider just utterly unacceptable. But yet, there are happy people there. And I said that, and some people said, well, that's because they don't know anything. Yes, in a sense, you're right. Because there is so much that they don't know, but then there's so much that we don't know either. Well, we're totally unaware of. Well, the more we do know, the better our lives will be, I assure you. Because the story is, yes, that's the drive. That is the drive. Desire. I mean, why does it say theater and not church? Because you say it sounds like church. It is theater because it is in the theater of mind where it is we do our work. And I can talk to you from a first person experiencing theater. And it does sound somewhat different, but actually it really isn't. It's a first person, present tense experiencing of what the message is to everyone. And the message of Scripture to every child born of woman, religious or not religious, you're a thinking, feeling being. And the message to all of us very simply is, do a thing. Do a thing. What thing? What thing are you doing? That's the thing you're doing. And if you want to do it differently, then you're thinking ahead of your evidence. So, have a new state. Have a new mindset. You're thinking from a new state because it's coming through you. It isn't coming to you. What is he saying? Yeah, I know what he said. I know what was said. He said that as you think you are. That's what Jesus said. And that's what was said to me. And what was said to me is that all things are possible to those who believe. And what you're hearing about is looking for something better. And better is being offered. And what you're looking for is looking for you. Well, do you know what seeking is? Seeking is feeling after in imagination, in the theater of mind, because what you're looking for, as I said, is looking for you. Yes, looking for you. Well, the seeking is offered as whatsoever you're given to choose from potential. And that really does leave it wide open. But remember, it is potential. See, if you seek, you shall find. It's not maybe, it's shall find. So, really. Yeah, when you allow self-doubt to cloud our visions, see, we're just denying ourselves. You have a valid say. I'm here to impart to you your own message. Yes, whatever it is you do with it or don't do with it, that's your business. I'm not here as an example. I'm here as a witness. What I heard by the hearing of the ear from without as being so, I found it to be so. But it's your business. Yes. Well, what you want, that's your business. I don't need to know you. I don't need to know what you want. And you don't need to know me. You heard the information that your say is a valid say. You're about saying your valid say. Now, if you would just turn to and discern the message to see the value in discerning what you're talking to yourself about morning, noon, and night. Thinking feelingly, yes, where is it leading you? Well, because it's all creative. Good or otherwise. No, not generally. Every word we're told, every word is taken into culmination to make up your life. Disapproval, that disapproval. Every word is taken into culmination to make up your world of experiencing. Well, maybe it's better now because your conversations are better. It's as you believe it is to you. Excuse me. Well, you may think differently today than you did yesterday, and it may be so minuscule a difference. I mean, but it may be monumentally small. But if you'll take notice, it is still operating in, through, and of the one power. Well, we're told that we're denying ourselves. All denial is self-denial. Well, from your question, I think you misunderstood. I didn't say this is a message for you. I said this is a message from you, to you, for your awakening. Arouse thyself, O Lord, why sleepest thou? I mean, why tell us that? Why do we need to know that? Oh, the message is very clear. Your imaginal activity is saying to you, I go and prepare a place for you. And when I have prepared a place for you, I will return and take you with me. It is all imaginal. Yes, this whole drama, man, is the self being pushed out through assumption into the world of yes, a wonderful human imagination is God himself, the all things to all. Yeah, well, if he didn't do it, it wasn't done. That's the message to all of us. I am with you always. I will never leave you. Omnipresence. Are we not told it's the shadow world? Yeah, just a shadow of a virtual reality. You are the reality, dreaming the dream, and you're given whatsoever as a potential to choose from. So you do have a choice. It can be a dream or it can be a nightmare. Choose this day. And if it has become a nightmare, then you're given choose this day. Well, I know you're all conditioned, hypnotized, mesmerized, born into this ongoing drama. We're all conditioned to what's ongoing at the time we enter in. But then it is up to the individual when we reach that age of reason, whatever age that is, when you really start thinking for yourself first person. Well, it's no more just hearsay. You want to know first person. I was resolute to know first person. And if you're resolute to know first person, that's the beginning of awakening. To ever greater degree, yes, resolute to know first person, present tense, seek and you shall find is the word. And shall find what? New life, new lifestyles. There is, you can, whatsoever. This has already been provided for you to choose this day. This day. Do so consistently, persistently. Better than the best. No, there's no void. Infinity is always effective. Is always in operation. Just try not to stay in one place too long, because then you get that nuisance factor in mind, in imagination. Yes. Oh, don't just be wanderers. You hear the message, you say you agree with the message, and yet if you don't invest in yourself to actually operate what you say you believe, well, then you're missing out. Oh, I've achieved it many times. Well, in a room like this, full of people, you want to know first person. I can give you the information from a first person present tense experiencing, but I can't experience it for you. I can cheer you on. Yes. I can encourage you. Yes. And really, everybody is at least suspicious that they may be looking for someone else to do for them that which they know in their own heart they must do for themselves. They're at least suspicious of it. You are suspicious of it, at least. No, I'm not claiming anything professional about this. This is a first-person, present-tense experiencing. I'm sharing it with you as it was shared with me. It's what came through me, not to me. I mean, it was originally shared in Revelations. Well, I can only say now that in retrospect, we have always been having revelations. We just didn't recognize them. We weren't paying attention. We were too busy. Well, for a long time, I was just a hanger-on. I said I believed, but I only knew about. I had not followed through. Just holding on, but not really digesting, not really discerning, not really testing first person, present tense, experiencing. Oh, I went on year after year of denying myself, saying, oh, well, I know that. But I didn't really know that. I only knew about it. I heard by the hearing of the ear. But that's the difference that makes the difference. Hearing by the hearing of the ear, you hear what's worthy of your attention. But are you paying attention? I didn't follow through. Not immediately. Oh, that lazy-mindedness, that double-mindedness. Yeah, we all suffer that in varying degrees of intensity and intent. But what is your intent? Oh, yeah, you know. Yeah. Well, as far as us receiving the better, it's there. It's ours. Other than what it really is what we expect, because what you expect, that's what you get, but that might not be what you wanted. Well, that is unless they happen to be the same thing. And if they are, that's wonderful. Expand, expand, expand. I mean, you follow the idea. Well, you found the secret. How mind works. Desired change. And you're on your way. Better life, better lifestyles. That's what's been promised to you from the beginning. If a man would order, his conversations are right, he's told, you would be shown salvation. The answers, the solutions, yes, that's what the art is. Ordering your conversations in accordance with your dreams. If a man would order, his conversations are right, he would be shown salvation. Well, discover even for moments at a time that your world is actually yourself pushed out. I mean, it is available for anyone, everyone. It's not about ability, it's about willingness. Are you willing? Well, the inheritance you were given. Son, all I have is yours. That's the inheritance. God gave himself completely. Well, through the imagination, man is pushed out into the world of experiencing. Understand, it's all one power. Not lesser power, excuse me. Well, lesser powers only seem to be. If it's less than one power, then it's all an illusion. This power, yes, one power. This, excuse me. Well, what we're calling reality, this drama man, this play of humanity, is only a virtual reality. You are the reality, right here, right now. Yes. Well, this is about who you are, reality, your spirit. Everything out here, we're told, is secondhand. This isn't reality. It's only what reality is doing